In this slide, in this video, we will find the converse, inverse, and contrapositive of the following. Remember, the original statement is if P, then Q. In the converse, we flip them. If Q, then P. In the inverse, we take the original and negate each part. And in the contrapositive, we flip and negate. Not Q implies not P. But it has to be written as an if-then statement to begin with. Part A is not written as an if-then statement. All good things must come to an end. So I want you to think about it for a sec. Pause the video if you need to. If it is this, then it must be this. How would you write it? Hopefully you said, if it is a good thing, then it must come to an end. Oh, period. Phew. So with that said, it is a good thing would be our regular P. It must come to an end would be our regular Q. So now let's do the three parts. First up, converse. Flip it. If it must come to an end, then P, it is a good thing. So converse, if Q, then P. All right, now let's do the inverse. I'll just pick in a different color. Inverse, not P implies not Q. If it is not a good thing, then it must not come to an end. All right. And now let's do the contrapositive. I'm just going to put a plus sign there because I'm too lazy. So not Q implies not P. If it must not, there's an S there, come to an end, then it is not a good thing. Ooh! I put two N's in there. Sorry about that. Now it looks like a creepy clown. That works too. Very good. So we basically are going to do the exact same stuff for B and C. Unfortunately with B, there are some negations in there. It is what it is. If I don't stop eating Oreos, then I will not fit in my swimsuit. So the original P would be, I do not stop eating Oreos. And the original Q will be, I will not fit into my swimsuit. So here we go, converse. P then Q. If I will not fit into my swimsuit, oops, then P, I do not stop eating Oreos. I swear I don't work for Nabisco. Next up, inverse. Not P implies not Q. So since P is already containing a negation, then a double negation exists, which means they just cancel out. If I stop eating Oreos, that'll never happen. Then, if I will fit in my swimsuit. That's supposed to be a period, not an I at the end. There you go. And lastly, the contrapositive. Not Q implies not P. If I fit in my swimsuit, then not P, I stop eating Oreos. Again, if you want to change the verb tense to make it make more sense, that's fine. Very good. Last one here. Unfortunately, this has got a P and a Q in here, so I'm not going to mark P and Q as I've done in part A and B. We're just going to go right for it. So converse, flip the order. Instead of not Q implies P, we're going to have P implies not Q. Inverse. Inverse says negate each original part. So instead of not Q, we have Q. Implies instead of P, we have not P. And lastly, contrapositive, flip and negate. So we start off with not P, and we end with Q. If you remember those three parts, in English, which is a little bit better in case you have variables like we did in C there, it's a lot easier.